their only lifeline if anything went wrong. Thomas crept up and whispered, "What about Cummings?" Specialist Cummings was the only other American on the team. The remaining 4 men were Montagnard mercenaries, recruited for their fighting prowess and their fierce hatred of the Vietnamese. All belonged to the Ground Studies branch of the U.S. military's Studies and Observation Group, more commonly called SOG. The cover name made it sound like they were a bunch of scientists out taking soil samples to improve the South Vietnamese rice crop. In reality, they were Special Forces soldiers who'd volunteered for top-secret cross-border reconnaissance missions into the country's neighboring Vietnam to develop intelligence on enemy movements down the Ho Chi Minh Trail. Specialist Cummings was new to SOG's Command and Control South, the element responsible for Cambodia, and was accompanying Hale's team as an orientation before assuming 1-1 duties of his own on another team. Hale had forgotten he was there. He motioned Cummings over. Speaking in a whisper, he told the 2 men what he'd found. As expected, they were skeptical, which aggravated him. How was he going to convince the boss at CCS if his own team doubted him? "I got fucking pictures. I'm telling you, there's a headshed meeting going on between the NVA and a bunch of foreign advisors." Thomas grabbed Hale's arm as his voice began to rise. "Shh, Jesus! Remember where we are?" Hale abruptly became quiet, with the entire team straining to hear anything out of the ordinary in the jungle growth. His team was on day 4 of a 5-day mission, and the strain of working alone deep inside enemy territory was wearing them down, with last night bringing them to the breaking point. They had pulled up into the RON just as the sun began to set. After the darkness had descended, a black curtain that was claustrophobic in its intensity, they had noticed fires all around them, winking like fireflies and extending off into the distance. Cooking fires for a large number of people. Somehow they had managed to penetrate inside the perimeter of a large enemy base camp without either them or the enemy realizing it. As the 1-0, or team leader, Hale had made the call to use the RON instead of trying to thread their way back out in the darkness, then thread their way back in during daylight for the recon. The night had been sleepless, but the decision had paid off big time. All they had to do now was live to talk about it. Hale whispered, "Let's get the hell out of here, before some idiot out to take a shit stumbles over us. We've still got a day's walk before we exfil." Thomas grimaced at the thought of walking all the way back to target area Lima 7, but understood why. Lately, it seemed as if the NVA knew the SOG recon teams were coming. Even if they managed to insert across the border, the NVA found them within hours, forcing a running gun battle for survival. Several teams had vanished without a trace, the last contact by radio simply saying they were okay, then nothing. The rumor going around was that there was a mole somewhere within higher headquarters, a plant that was feeding information to the enemy. This, coupled with the importance of Team Anvil's mission, led their commander to use a little misdirection, hiding the team's true objective. The operations plan was fake, detailing the team moving northeast into target area Lima 7 after infill. Instead, they had walked southwest into Kilo 8 for their real objective. But due to the sensitivity of this undeclared front, they would need to return to Lima 7 for pickup. Hale waited for the team to ruck up, then gave the signal to move. They had gone no more than 70 meters when the point man signaled enemy to his front. Shortly, Hale heard the sounds of movement from their left flank. A lot of movement. He felt his adrenaline spike, the blood flooding into his muscles in preparation for the fight. He looked at Thomas with an unspoken command. Thomas prepared to call the forward air controller flying somewhere nearby.